Big win for Arsenal again at the weekend, gents. An important one because they played first. They got a goal in. I mean, I thought it was. Did you see the actual the second goal? This is why stats are a little misleading at times. You know, Chelsea's goal against Tottenham, that was classified as an open play goal. Arsenal's second goal against Burnley has been classified as a counter-attack. I don't even know how they actually work the difference out. But they scored 2 goals. Declan Rice, a fantastic performance. Gyökeres really turned up at the weekend. I mean, they're looking a little bit formidable at the moment, George.
Yeah. I think, to be fair, they won all these games that many people expected them to. I said myself, it was a big statement at the time, that I thought they'd go unbeaten until they'd go win. They'd go on a winning run until the Tottenham game. Now I don't know if we're going to beat them at the Emirates now. Just looking at the way we're performing, we need to see these next couple games we're playing.
Your away form's good. Your away form's good.
That's what I mean. Our away form is good, so I did have confidence that we'll be able to take something from it. Now getting a win might be too far, but I did think, this sort of run of, was it West Ham, Fulham, Burnley? I expected them to win these games, and especially the way they done it. Very comfortable, easy, clean sheets. And that game, I mean, look, they showed it again. To be fair, I'll give it to them. They actually looked better. And that's why I said, they looked better in open play in that game. Albeit it was Burnley, you're naturally going to create a lot more. I know I heard Arsenal fans referring to everyone kept saying, oh, but look at the Liverpool game. They're really tough at home and all these things. I was like, no. This is just fucking Burnley, man. You're going to deal with them. Gyökeres looked good, though. I'll give it to him. Gyökeres, I think he generally is going to be a little man bully. He's going to bully all the little clubs and not really do much against the big teams. But hey, if that wins them the league, it wins them the league. That's all you need to do. So he looked good against Burnley.
He's scoring against you, man, there, isn't it?
Well, we'll see. We will see. I wouldn't mind. If it doesn't contribute to a win, then it don't mean much. But I think he did have a good game. He's looking a bit more dynamic in his way of playing, sort of linking play and so on. Because do you know what it is? Sometimes I watch him, he looks really stiff. He looks like a centre back up top. But there's some games watch him, and I'm like, okay, this is what I saw at Sporting. You're linking play, you're dropping a bit deeper, you're doing some passes, playing through the lines. He looked good, and Arsenal look good. They're pretty much flawless at the moment. I don't think they're obviously you can slight them on the open play goal stuff, but that's us. I'll be honest, I know we're all just using a stick to poke them with. It's not, they are pretty much flawless at this moment in time. Then there's nothing that you could point out and say, this is terrible, this is wrong. So, yeah, man, look, props to them. It's a very fairly comfortable win against Burnley and an expected one.
Yeah. I didn't know. I was watching the United game, so I didn't see the full match. I was watching some of the highlights of the Arsenal match. But, they're just clicking right now. Do you know what I mean? They're in their flow state, whatever you want to call it. It'd be interesting though, because obviously will they be able to keep that up throughout the season? I think they have a squad that can definitely go a lot further than say last year, like we were talking about. They obviously picked up a good few injuries last year, and that's what hampered them a good bit. But they obviously have a squad there now that can compete. I think for Man City and Liverpool, they just need to kind of stay within touch and distance, and hopefully that something happens with them. But they're never mind conceding a goal; they're not even conceding shots. So that if they score one goal, the game is almost over. So that's the worry for everyone else. But I do think Gyökeres, those games that Arsenal were struggling with in maybe last season, for example, were the games that the teams that they should have beat. They've always been good in bigger games. Up until the Arsenal or the Liverpool game, I think they hadn't lost a game in 5 years or something against the Big Six. So they're always competitive in those games, but it was the other games that maybe they were a bit of their downfall. So yeah, if Gyökeres obviously shows up in them games and gets them the goals, gets them the points, then I think that's a big win for Arsenal. And then obviously they can kind of just not lose against the Big Six, and that's what will get them over the line. So yeah, no, worrying at the minute, but hopefully there's a long season. So hopefully if the others can stay in distance, then there might be a few chinks in the armour come maybe the end of the season.
Yeah, no, I agree with what you're both saying. They do look pretty flawless at the minute. I think they can get better, which I think is a sobering fact for City and Liverpool chasing. I know that Sunderland and Bournemouth are up near the top, but I just think they'll peter out, and they'll have good seasons, but they're not going to be up there towards the end, I don't think. Watching Bournemouth yesterday, City were good. They annoyed me. It's don't get ahead of yourselves. Why are you playing with that fucking eye line against Ireland, you knobheads? And stepping out. Honestly, I was watching it, and I don't want City to win a game. I'm a Man United fan, but you watch it, and sometimes it's not about wanting City to lose. I'm watching it just as a football fan thinking, why are you doing that? The teams that have got things off of City this year, hard to break down, compact, counter. Why are you sitting on their halfway line where Haaland can make runs and he ain't offside? I find sometimes these tactics from teams very strange. But with Arsenal, I thought their game at the weekend, it was a hard one for me to watch because United were playing at the same time. But the second half was interesting because there's moments where I would just start watching the Arsenal game more because the United game was making me nervous. But they were just, even in the second half, they were 2-0 up. And I felt they just played with Burnley like they were like a cat with a mouse. It was, you can have the ball. I saw rivals doing they were pinning Arsenal back. Yeah, they were pinning them back and not getting shots, not creating chances, not getting any shots on target. Arsenal were just playing with them in second gear. And that's always a nerve-wracking sign. I saw Liverpool do that in the early stages of last season, as an example. I saw you do it in the 1920 season as well. You toyed with most teams. And it's where this is going to pay dividends for Arsenal is the back end of the season. Having to slog your guts out for 90 minutes to win games early can always hurt those legs. It's why City was so formidable in those 4 years, where it always felt to me, because you heard this about City every season. Oh, they don't look as good. They don't look as good in the first 10 games this year. Yeah, that's because they're not playing at full throttle. They're reserving something, and there's something in that. A lot of great boxers fight like that. Alexander Usyk fights like that. Floyd Mayweather fought like it. If you look at a fight of theirs like a season, first couple of rounds, this happens so often. Oh, I think he might lose today. The guy's got a few jabs in, landed a few, and it was them just working out and reading what that fighter's going to do, and then they just get better and better and better until they finish them, or until they win at an absolute canter. And that's what very good league winning teams do. You have to pace yourself, and I think Arsenal are getting that right at the moment. I still think there's more to come from open play. They probably should have killed the game off and scored a couple more goals. And I think if you were to be a fly on the wall, I think that Arteta will be talking about that. It'll be a case of we need to score more goals. But it's a set pieces that I'm honestly, as a football fan, and maybe as a content creator as well, to be honest about it, watching the meltdowns when every set piece goal goes in, I do find it. I don't know about you boys. You guys won't. You're in the title race to them, and you're a Spurs fan. But I find it hilarious. I watched with Sam's watch along, and it's, they're going to score, and then they scored, and he's like laughing, but you can tell that laughter was really tears. It's like, how do they keep doing this? But it's becoming a bit. Did you hear the Burnley crowd if you were listening to the crowd at all? Every time Arsenal got a corner, there was a literal. And I keep saying this to people: the more people moan about it, the better they're going to get. You're almost creating this psychological damage for the opponents as soon as they get one. It's kind of it's weird. I think rivals are really helping Arsenal. It reminds me of the myth of the Anfield crowd, or even the myth of Fergie time. Because it's not a myth. We won loads of games in that time. Yeah. But what I mean by the myth is it's the greatest comeback I ever heard on TalkSport when somebody was playing down, like talking about how we only won things because of Fergie time. And this United fan phoned in and just said, you do know there was no law that stopped the other team scoring in that time as well. But it was this a law, and you guys both suffered with it. The ball would go up, home or away, and every rival of United in the Fergie era went, fuck's sake, 5 minutes. That hurts. That takes energy out your legs. That takes enthusiasm away. It wasn't, we've got 5 minutes, we can nick another goal, or we've got 5 minutes, we could win this. It was, fuck, United are going to win it. How are we going to keep them out? What, like the last 90 minutes, you mean? How are you going to keep them out now? You create these psychological, like sort of trigger switches, and the Arsenal set pieces have become one. It's very interesting for me watching it.